Live breaking news from News Channel 3.
Hi everyone, I'm Beth Farnsworth in the News Channel 3 studio. We do have breaking news. A dramatic police chase just ended off Upper State Street in Santa Barbara. 3 people were taken into custody off Alomar and Foothill. That's where our Tracy Lair is standing by live with the very latest on this police pursuit. Tracy.
Beth, I am here at the end of Alomar, just around the corner from Foothill, and you can see a Jeep Cherokee that is smashed into this tree. This began as a chase all the way up in Buellton, went on the 101, the 154, and went on many side streets, back on the highway, off onto side streets, and then it tried to get up this dirt road, made a turn and crashed. When it stopped, sheriff's deputies with the help of Santa Barbara police took 2 women out of the car and then a man out of the car. Both of them, all 3 of them, were in custody. We did hear unconfirmed reports that there was possibly a hostage situation. We also had unconfirmed reports that this Jeep has been used in a chase before, but we haven't had a chance to confirm anything. It's a sheriff's department case, and we're waiting to hear from them. They still have these suspects in the cars, in 2 different police cars, and they have not been taken away to be talked to or to the county jail. Again, this is the end of a chase that went 100 miles plus on the freeway all the way from Buellton down into the Santa Barbara area, ending here on the north end of Alomar, just around the corner from Foothill. There were police surrounding that car, and it took them quite a while to get 2 women and a man out of the car, and again, they are now in custody. Beth, if you have any questions, I'll try to take them.
Yes, we had a couple of calls into the newsroom regarding the helicopter up. A lot of people wondering what in the world was going on, and we knew that this car was being pursued at high speeds. Any other damage that you can tell us that occurred during this pursuit?
Well, you're right. There is a helicopter right overhead, and that helicopter helped the sheriff's department and the police department know exactly where this car was, because it was going in excess of 100 miles an hour. All I know so far is that this car's front end is hurt, but we never heard of it crashing into any other cars. We thought it was headed down the 101 toward Carrillo, but the traffic, just the afternoon traffic, did slow things down, and it got off at Patterson at one point and then got off again and headed here to the end of Alomar Road. There are a lot of unanswered questions, but at one point a woman ran up this hill above that car, and then they got her back down. And there was one woman with a shaved head and sort of a black t-shirt. We can show you the helicopter still hovering. They're just trying to make sure that this crime scene is safe, and sheriff's deputies again have not taken away these people. We have unconfirmed reports it was a possible kidnapping, but again, it's 2 adult women and a man in custody right now. We don't know if they'll be facing charges, but we will keep you posted.
Injuries, Tracy, that you know of?
They did not look injured. They did not. They looked, when they got out of the car, when they opened the doors, the sheriff's deputies and police surrounded them, and they had their weapons pulled because they weren't cooperating, and they pretty much pulled both women from the car and then put them into other patrol cars, and then they pulled a man from the car. None of them said anything. They just seemed to be cooperating, but they definitely looked tense. And again, one of the women tried to get away by running up the hill, but then she got back in, and they got her into custody.
Okay, I'm just curious, the road that we're looking down now, is that part of Alomar?
It is a dirt road at the north end of Alomar. It sort of dead ends, and it certainly seemed like they knew the area. I talked to one person that lives around here who thought he had seen the male person in the car before. He wasn't positive, but it seemed like they knew their way around, and they were trying to get away up this dirt road, but there's really just nowhere to go. And pretty soon a half a dozen sheriff's deputies, another half a dozen Santa Barbara police were here, and they had this car circled once it hit this tree.
Okay, a lot of residents out there right now watching this go down, Tracy?
You know, a lot of people aren't back from work yet, so there's really just a few. But it took a while for the police to cordon this area off because, you know, they were really focused on getting these suspects out of the car, and then they started telling the neighbors to stay back until they had it under control. But again, the helicopter is still circling just in case there might be someone else involved with this chase that, again, began in Buellton more than a half an hour ago and went in excess of 100 miles an hour on the 101, got off at the 154. At some point, it was at Patterson, and then it took Foothill here to Alomar, and it went up this dirt road, turned back, and crashed into a tree. And some people say that Jeep Cherokee may have been used in another chase before.
Okay, Tracy Lear, thank you so much, and very
Beth?
unnerving for folks living in that area, being that very close to Peabody Elementary School, and it is just after 3:30, so this all went down as kids were getting out of school. Tracy, thank you so much, and we will have more on this police pursuit. 4 people nabbed that happened at Alomar and Foothill off of Upper State Street coming up this evening starting at 5 right here on News Channel 3.